So 28 years later releases this weekend, but is it worth your time? Don't worry, I've got your spoiler-free movie review right here. So 28 years later tells the story of a group of survivors living amongst the infected. This group of survivors lives on an island that is secluded from the mainland where most of the infection is taking place. And when a group of those survivors travel onto the mainland, they realize that the world and the infected are even more horrifying than they could have possibly imagined. This movie is obviously a sequel to 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later. And writer-director duo from the first film, Danny Boyle and Alex Garland, are back directing and writing this one. And from the jump, you can tell that this movie is extraordinarily well done from a technical standpoint. I don't know how much influence Alex Garland had when it came to actually directing the film, so I'll give most of the credit to Danny Boyle. The way that they shot and edited this film was unlike anything that I've seen in probably the last decade. There's a theory going around on the internet right now that this movie was shot entirely on iPhones, and I don't know if that's 100% accurate, but there is a very cool behind-the-scenes photo that I will show you right here of them filming this infected guy with like 20 iPhones, and that made for some very cool and interestingly shot scenes. This film, much like the infected that it is portraying, is in your face, it's frantic, it's chaotic, it's all over the place, and it works so much better because of it. If this movie truly was shot all on an iPhone, it is incredible what these guys were able to capture. The music in the film also takes a little bit of time to get used to because it's so jarring, but once I understood the vibe of this film, I really dug the entire musical score. And the editing, like I mentioned before, was so frantic and fast and engaging. The way that it just pushes the story forward and keeps scenes moving, it was very impressive and so different. But technical praise to the side, how is the story to this film? And I would say the story is pretty good. The first 45 minutes set up this kind of survival horror coming of age story with an interesting family dynamic that I was really into and was the perfect setup for a film like this. If your characters are going to be in constant peril and in constant situations of survival, you need to care about the characters. And this film takes its time setting up those characters so that when things happen later in the movie, there's more of an emotional impact. However, I will say about 45 minutes into this film, it hits a bit of a lull. The film doesn't become boring, but it slows down enough that it was noticeable. No spoilers, of course, but there is one character that is introduced about midway through the film that felt very out of left field. Like, I understand why he's in the movie, and I get the themes that the movie was going for, but it didn't feel natural to the story. But after the second act, the movie picks right back up where the first act left off, and the last 45 minutes, the third act of this film, is excellent. It's intense, it's emotional, heartwarming, and heartbreaking all at the same time. It has everything that you would want in the third act of a film. A lot of this movie, and the third act in particular, is very theme heavy. The movie inserts a ton of imagery throughout the film. There's edits that happen in a blink of an eye, but they're there to kind of mean something else and to draw parallels between our history and maybe where we're going in the future. There's themes of classism, there's themes of rage, there's all different kinds of things going on, and by the end, it really built to something beautiful, but also horrifying. And I can really appreciate that a film like this took the time to do something like that. I mean, that's just Alex Garland in a nutshell. The guy is an excellent writer and an excellent filmmaker, and you can really feel that he was trying to say something with this film. All in all, I really dug this film. I loved the style, the chaos, everything about it was just so intriguing to me. It does take a little bit to get used to. Like, I can see myself liking this movie a little bit more the second time I watch it, but the first time I still had a bloody good time. And because of that, I'm going to give 28 Years Later a 3.7 out of 5. Obviously, guys, I'm finally back from New Orleans. I was gone for 10 days, but luckily, I don't have to leave again for work until August. So I am here for the entire summer, and I'm going to be reviewing all kinds of different movies for you guys. I'm hoping before the end of the weekend to see Materialists and maybe a couple other films, so when I do, I'll see you guys in those reviews.